Hello everyone, welcome back to the GenFarmer no-code automation course. On day 3, we covered the software basics and node usage from basic to advanced.
On day 3, we covered the software basics and node usage from basic to advanced. In this practical session, we'll apply that knowledge to build a workflow that automatically logs into Instagram. First, let's analyze the requirements. We need login data, user, password, and 2FA. To manage this, we'll upload the data to the account manager and link it to our workflow. This ensures easy updates and scalability later. Open the account manager interface. Create a new table and name it Instagram. We only need 3 fields: username, password, and 2FA. Delete the token column as it's unnecessary. Rename the username column to user. Click Config to add accounts. Input format, user password 2FA. I'll add 2 pre-prepared accounts. Paste them in. The system will auto-map the data to the fields. I'll assign these accounts to devices now to save time later. Select device 21 and 22. Done. Back to the Workflow tab. Create a new app in automation. Select device 21 to mirror the screen and start coding. Checking device connection. Step 1. Check if the Instagram app is already installed. We'll use the Check App node. We need the package name. Open the inspector tool. Select device 21, click a random element to retrieve the package name. Copy it, paste it into the node. The logic: if installed, launch the app. If not installed, proceed to the installation step. For local-only use, you can hard-code the APK file path directly. However, for sharing or store distribution, use a variable so users can customize the path. Local paths differ between machines. Hard coding will break the workflow on other devices. I'll optimize for store release. Let's create a variable named APK Instagram. Link your local APK file to this variable. Note: launching immediately after installation causes errors. We need a sleep node. Update the install node with the APK variable first. Add a 5 to 7 second delay to ensure stability before the open app command executes. Testing time. I'll manually uninstall Instagram to simulate a fresh environment. Run the workflow. It detects the app is missing and begins installation. Installing Instagram. Once installed and the delay passes, the app launches automatically. Now let's input the credentials. Link back to the account manager variables. Select the Instagram table and the account assigned to device 21. We need to input user, password, and 2FA code. First, target the username field. Use inspector to grab its selector, XPath. Copy the selector. In the workflow, add a click action for this field. Next, use the type node to input data. Select the user column from account manager as the data source. For login/register scripts, always enable human typing simulation. Set typing speed to 2. This prevents bot detection. Instant pasting triggers security flags. We must simulate human typing. Now switch to the password field. Open inspector to capture the password field's XPath. I'll set a 1-second pre-execution delay for stability. Then map the input to the password variable. Run test. Notice the character-by-character typing? This human simulation prevents account bans. Next, set up the login button with a 2-second delay. Execute. Now we face the 2FA prompt. We need a 2FA node. Input the 2FA secret key from our data source. Create a variable named 2FA_code to store the generated OTP. Target the input field. Map it to the 2FA_code variable. Logic: generate code-type code. Next, we need to click Continue. Refresh inspector. Capture the Continue button's XPath. After clicking, add a 5 to 7 second sleep. This allows the server time to process the login and load the feed. Handle the Save Info pop-up. Click Not Now. We'll build the main flow first, then add error handling for these pop-ups later. More pop-ups may appear, e.g. contacts. Click Allow, then Not Now to skip setup. Pop-up handling complete. Click Continue to proceed. To avoid bot detection, we shouldn't stop immediately after login. We need to scroll the feed. Let's build the post-login interaction logic. We'll use the scroll node. First, add a short sleep once to separate the login phase from the interaction phase. This modular approach makes the workflow easier to update later. Configure the scroll node. Select option up, swipe up, to scroll down the feed. We need randomness to mimic human behavior. A fixed number of scrolls is too robotic. Use the random node number mode to generate a random count between 2 and 5. Create a variable named random_scroll to store this number. The system auto-links the variable. Now we need a loop to execute the scroll action. Use the loop node loop v2. Name this loop scroll. Configure the loop to run from 1 to the random_scroll variable value. Connect the break loop node to define the loop's boundary. Inside the loop, after scrolling we must sleep. Continuous scrolling is unnatural. Add a random sleep 1 to 5 seconds to simulate a user stopping to read a post. Connect the nodes. The logic, scroll-sleep-repeat. Let's test. The randomizer picked 5 loops. It will scroll and pause 5 times. 1, 2. Once the loop count is reached, the workflow stops. Let's upgrade the logic. After scrolling, we want a random chance to like a post. Not every post, just some. First, capture the heart icon using Inspector. Refresh Inspector, select the like button and get the XPath. Drag the click node into the workspace. We need a probabilistic approach, say 30% like rate, not 100%. After the sleep node, add a random node. Set the range from 1 to 3. Create a variable named random_like. Use an if node to check the result. Logic: if random_like equals 2, then click like. If it equals 1 or 3, skip the like and loop back to scroll. This creates a 1 in 3 chance, approximate 33%. Let's run the loop. It scrolls down. Generated number, 3. No like. Still waiting for a 2. Still 3. It skips the action. Looping. Finally, it hit 2. Executing, click like. 10. To increase the rate to 50%, change the random range to 1 to 2. Now let's add user customization. Some users just want to log in without interacting. Create a variable on_off_interact. Values, 1 on or 0 off. Insert an if node at the start of the interaction block. Check. Is on_off_interact equal to 1? If yes, proceed to scroll/like logic. If no, skip. If you or the client want an interact toggle, drag the workflow down. Insert an if node variable x to create a conditional branch. Add a log node to track which option is active during runtime. Path 1. Set log to interact on. Path 2. Set log to interact off. If OFF, we must terminate the session. Select the stop app node. Link it to the package name variable to close the app and reset the device. Connecting the stop app node. Now let's test. I'll modify the start variable. Previously set to 0 off. Now I'll change it to 1 on to trigger the interaction. Configuring the variable to 1. Run the script. It detects on and enters the interaction loop. It generated a random number triggering a like. The probability is 33%. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it misses. It mimics human behavior. After 4 interactions, the loop ends. I haven't connected stop app yet to keep the screen visible. Upgrade time. Let's add a like rate option. Some clients want 100% likes, spam. Others want random, 33%. Create a variable for rate like. Value 33, random, or 100, always. Logic. If 33%, follow the randomizer path. If 100%, bypass randomization and force a like action. Copy the if node to handle this new branching logic. Set the conditional value to 30 or 33 to differentiate the paths. Correction. We must match the variable value exactly. If rate like equals 33, execute the random logic, approximate 30% chance. If the client selects 100%, the workflow bypasses randomness and goes straight to the like node. Add a log node here to display the current settings for the user. I'll input the rate like variable value into the log message. Add a % sign for clarity. Example log, rate like is 33%. Let's check the previous run. Random scroll was 2, so it stopped after 2 posts. Correct. Now let's finalize the script connections and run from the start. Issue: if the account is already logged in, the login logic input user/pass will fail. We must handle the already logged in scenario. I'll run it again. Notice that after a restart, the login fields might not appear. Instead, we might see a pop-up or the main feed immediately. Use Inspector to handle the pop-up, specifically the Got It or Save Info button. Add a login check. Configure the click action for the Got It button. Then connect it back to the interaction flow. Crucial logic: the Got It pop-up doesn't always appear. If missing, the click node errors out. Fix: connect the false path of the click node to the next step. This ensures the workflow continues regardless of whether the pop-up appears or not. Let's run. It opens Instagram. Login check passed. It handles the pop-up and proceeds. The login check error is resolved. The logs show on interact, and it proceeds to random interactions. After interacting with 2 posts as randomized, the workflow triggers the stop app sequence. Now let's design the mini app interface. Sending raw workflows is confusing for clients. They won't understand what the variables mean. Switch to the mini app builder by clicking the icon near the View tab. Important: set the preview language to match your application. I'll select English. Switching language setting. In the layout section, use the divider to separate content blocks. This helps visually distinguish between input data and option configurations. You can verify the design using the preview button. Next component, alert. Use this for notifications, warnings, or instructions. Styles include default, success, or danger. Just input your title and message. Example: I'll add a warning reminding users to set the like rate %. Next is inline. This allows you to place multiple elements horizontally on one line. The group component bundles multiple elements into a single container/card. You can drag and drop multiple items into a group to organize the layout. Demonstrating layout structure. Now the input component. This is used to receive text or numerical data. Drag it onto the canvas. Crucial step: map the input field to the specific variable created earlier in the workflow. For this workflow, we don't need text inputs like names or links, so skip the input node. Next, the select component. This creates a drop-down menu for choosing one value from a list. Use cases: selecting language, run modes, or behavior. We'll use it for like rate. Drag select in. Map it to the like rate variable. Let's define the options. Option 1. Label 33%, value 33. Option 2. Label 100%, value 100. The selected value will be passed directly to the workflow variable. Give it a clear label, e.g., like rate. Users can now easily switch between random and spam modes. Next, the switch component, toggle on off. Note: this feature is currently under development on GenFarmer.
You can create views,
skip switch
e.g.
for now.
for Spotify,
We'll use a
to
radio
track
button
statuses,
later as an
passwords,
alternative.
and other account
Checkbox group.
details.
Allows multiple
Custom
selections
fields can be set up
simultaneously.
according to your
Perfect for interaction options like follow, comment. Important: assign unique values to each option. Sharing values causes conflicts. Clicking one selects all. Radio group. Similar to select, pick one option, but displays all choices visibly at once. I'll use this for the interact on off feature. Map it to the corresponding variable. Option 1, on, value 1. Option 2, OFF, value 0. Set the default value to on. Label the group interact mode. Adjust the spacing, padding / margin to align the label with the options properly. Finally, text area. Similar to input, but for multi-line text. Use this for pasting lists, e.g. UID lists, comment content. For multi-line inputs like comments or questions, use the text area node. Connect it to the relevant variable to retrieve the data later. Input number, standard numeric input. Map it to a variable just like the text input. Slider allows users to drag a bar to select a value. You can define step values, e.g. 30, 50, 70, or 1, 2, 3. Default range is 0-100. You can increase the max value to 1000 if needed. It functions like input number but offers a better UI experience. Link. Use this to display clickable hyperlinks, e.g. contact support. Text. Displays static instructions or notes for the client. You can customize the text color for emphasis. File. Allows users to upload local files. Remember our APK file variable? Map it here. Label it Instagram APK file. If the app isn't installed, the workflow will use the file provided here to install it. Image and HTML. Use these to embed visuals or custom code into the mini app interface. For this tutorial, the setup is complete. We have the APK input and interaction settings. Saving the interface. Click Save, then Preview. Check if all UI elements function correctly. Back to the editor. Save the project as Login Instagram. Now, export app. Option 1. Unencrypted. Use this for sharing with friends, they can see the source code. Option 2. Encrypted. Use this when uploading to the store to protect your code. That wraps up today's lesson. Leave a comment if you want the source file. Next lesson, we'll build an advanced workflow, package it, and publish it to the store for monetization. See you then.